Hamas basically a savage, barbaric, ideological group that is waging a religious, holy war against other ethnicity or against other ethnic group, let's say. Then you understand that they don't believe in political borders and they don't care for how many people are going to die. Because if they were fighting on behalf, let's say, Palestinians, then they would care about the Palestinians as under the Palestinian cause. But since they are using the Palestinians for some foreign religious agendas inspired by the Khamenei of Iran, 2,000 miles away, then do they really care about how many children are going to die? No, they don't. So the moment we understand the true nature of Hamas, that it's not a political national Palestinian organization, rather it's a religious ideological movement serving foreign agendas, then we understand that the children and the people of Gaza are caught up in this fire. And what Hamas did was a genocide. It's not even the use of violence. So it's not only the use of force, it's not violence, it's not terrorism. They took it this time to a much higher level, to a genocide.
I don't know if I agree, but
Please.
it's especially because correct me if I'm wrong, but the attack that it was on the 7th, yes, of what? October. They attacked a party, right? Is that right? And I suppose there were many people who weren't Jewish there. So a genocide, it's when you kill specific ethnicity,
No,
right?
most of the people there were Jewish, but they are not just Israelis. But most of the people, like, they knew that the party is an Israeli party inside of Israel. So the chances of having 80, 90, 95% of people are Jewish. And the fact that they committed genocide, that Mossad said, is the fact that now they are releasing without any kind of condition 12 Thai people without 23, without asking for nothing. It looks like Entebbe. They hijacked a plane, they take out the Jews and they keep the Jews. It's like the Holocaust. It's the same thing.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what defines genocide. It's motivated by desire for ethnic cleansing.
Sure, yeah.
Now, when Hamas went beyond the fence on October 7th, they didn't know the identity of the people at the party. To them, it was all Jewish. Even they did not have, and imagine, by the way, many of them, maybe they never left Gaza to actually know that this is Thai worker, this is a farmer, this is, let's say, a Brazilian at the party, and some Brazilian people were at the party. Yeah. So when they went there, they went with the intention of ethnic cleansing against the Jewish people. And other nationalities got cut in the attack. So the intention is a genocide. And genocide, when Hamas, I don't know if you watched the Massacre film.
I didn't, no.
Which basically documented by their own cameras, by their own cell phones. For most of their acts, the cameras were found on the bodies of those savages after they got killed later, after many, many hours of manslaughter. Now, when they moved systematically from door to door, throwing grenades on people, executing people in their living rooms, in their bathrooms, throwing a grenade on a father as his 8-year-old son and daughter watch the death of their father, then killing pregnant women, getting the baby out of the belly of a pregnant woman. There are footage of something like this. Raping women on their way. When they wiped out entire communities, total of 13 communities, house to house, door to door, burning, destroying, killing, raping, everything in their way. This exceeds the definition of a genocide. In fact, there is no human language or terminology that can describe the feeling of thousands of people who were slaughtered in that day. Pure darkness in action, embodiment of evil at its peak that we haven't witnessed in our lifetime. And this is why what happened on October 7th, it was not a terrorist attack or a violent attack motivated by nationalism or motivated, let's say, by hatred even. Hatred is very underestimating the situation. So yes, and as an outcome of that, Arabs died in the attack. More than how many? 80? Thank you for educating me today on this, because I did not even know about this detail. We have about 80 Arabs, Muslims from nearby Israeli Arab village, that of a majority actually Muslims, committed, devoted Muslims. It happened that they were working force in those communities, and 80 of them were killed on the hands of Hamas. How many Thai workers? We saw the Thai people, the most peaceful people. I lived many years in Thailand. The most peaceful people in the world, hardworking. They come in all the way from Asia to make living and send some money to their families. We saw Hamas members with a shovel trying to cut someone's head, tirelessly, repeatedly, hitting the poor guy, trying to cut his head with a shovel as the world watch. Who does that? Hamas killed the DJ. Who kills the DJ? Well, once you kill the DJ, the party is over. There is nothing left. You know, people celebrating life, people dancing, people making love, people having fun. You know, you go into that party and you just tell them, here is your worst nightmare. You know, savages exist, evil exists. So now, if we see things for what they are, what happened on October is why I know you disagreed with me and you had your idea of a genocide, but I guarantee you that after watching Hamas own filming of their own action, my life will never be the same. Israel today, after October 7th, will never see the Palestinians as safe neighbors ever again. The Palestinians, Hamas, they opened the wounds of Holocaust history. And this is what they don't understand, that now the Jewish people in Israel, their biggest concern is not about territory. Israel is already a superpower. And what makes Israel a superpower, not because how many square kilometers they have. It's their economy, it's their genius, it's their intelligence, it's their connection to the rest of the world, it's their contribution to life, it's their innovation. Israel does not count it like Hamas. You know, how many square kilometers I have, the more territory I have, the more powerful. No, Israel is a very small country, yet very powerful. And they know it's not about how much land I have. But for Israel, if you look at it from security point of view, do I want to have a community that close to my border where they can cut the fence any time and surprise me by wiping out an entire community? For all the Israeli Jewish strategy from this point on, they will have to take this security threat into consideration. That's why I say it's really too early to decide even the fate of Gaza. There could be a possibility that Palestinians have lost everything they had because of Hamas genocide committed on October 7th. And honestly, I will not blame Israel for whatever they're going to do to make sure that their communities will be secured. To compare a democratic state that is at self-defense and a savage terrorist group and say, okay, the terrorist group is violent and the state of Israel is violent. Well, how can you compare the two cases? One case is a democracy that when they went to war, they voted on that as ministers, as a government. The government itself was dissolved and a unity government was built with all parties, left, right, center. They brought all the leaders of the country, all the veterans, all the philosophers, the thinkers, and they waited before they started the war. While Hamas had a secret plan and they launched a genocide. They did not launch a war in self-defense to eradicate a savage group. They initiated a war, turning the whole region into chaos and the globe into chaos with very sick ideology. While Israel is a civil constitution country that has Arabs, Muslims, Druze, Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, has relations to Muslim and non-Muslims nations. So now, when the president of Brazil make the comparison based on how many people died here and how many people died there, this is the judgment of an ignorant person on the street that I will not even waste my time to talk to them. But as a president, we should know the difference between a genocide systematic killing of infants, a hostage situation. You know, Hamas committed 3 major crimes. This is what everybody who's listening need to understand. The first crime, genocide. Second crime, taking human shields. Third crime, kidnapping hostages to bargain for the release of Hamas mass murderers who spending tens of years in prison, back to the streets so they can carry more terrorist attacks. So now I compare this to a modern, developed country that has all the diversity of life in it and say, why? Because there are like thousands of deaths here and thousands of deaths there, or many thousands here and many less thousands there. This is not how we weigh the situation. Is the question why and how these people die, and why and how these people die? What's the motive behind the two forces? And what's their objective? Israel's objective is to restore order, to contain chaos. Hamas started. Hamas' objective to begin chaos and to end order. So
it's clear.
This is how we want to see it. So at least I can talk to your president to wake up. And the rest of the country, I hope that they are listening. And if they're not listening, I don't think it's going to make any difference. It will just spread more hatred if they keep acting based on ignorance of the topic, at least. If they really want to take part, then educate yourself more on the topic so you can make a correct statement.
If you have a 401k or an IRA, please listen. Gold is at record highs. What many people don't know is this: you can move part of your retirement money legally and without tax penalties into physical gold you actually own. Alpha Omega Gold helps you do this through a gold IRA. Your gold is real. It is stored safely. It is in your name. Learn more at ao.gold/stand. Alpha Omega Gold is our sponsor, and they proudly stand with Israel.